In every relationship, especially in marriage, communication is everything. But what happens when words stop flowing? When doors close, not with slams, but with silence? In many homes, particularly across Nigeria and the wider world, the greatest damage isn't done through fights, it's done through silence. Silence, a hidden language in marriage. Silence isn't just the absence of sound. In relationships, silence is a form of communication and it can mean many things, such as withdrawal, punishment, avoidance, emotional exhaustion, fear, deep hurt. In fact, many Nigerian homes are filled with loud silences. Spouses who no longer fight because they have stopped hoping for understanding. This is just as dangerous, if not more, than yelling. Yelling versus silence, which is worse. Yelling is obvious, it's expressive, even if hurtful. You can identify it and respond. Silence, on the other hand, is quite violence. It often leaves the other partner confused, anxious, or feeling invisible. Here is how they compare. Yelling is obvious and intense, while silence is hidden and quiet. Yelling is clear even if it's hurtful, while silence is ambiguous or confusing. When you yell, this often provokes reaction. Silence, on the other hand, causes anxiety, self-doubt. Yelling is high, that's if managed, while silence is low. It leads to disconnection. This doesn't mean yelling isn't healthy. Both extremes are harmful, but silence often signals deeper, longer term damage. Why people use silence in marriage? Silence is used, sometimes unconsciously, as a coping mechanism or control tool. Some of the reasons include A. Avoiding conflict. Many Nigerians are raised to maintain peace at all costs. So, instead of addressing issues, one spouse shuts down emotionally. This leads to repressed resentment. B. Emotional fatigue. After many unresolved arguments or disappointments, a partner may become tired of trying. They check out emotionally, which is often more damaging than open disagreement. C. Punishment or control, that is, silent treatment. This is a form of manipulation. It's saying, I will withhold my presence and attention until you do what I want. This dynamic is emotionally abusive. D. Fear or trauma. Sometimes silence comes from past trauma, where speaking up led to violence or ridicule. In some Nigerian homes, especially for women, this fear is real. The cultural angle: silence in African marriages. In Nigerian culture, especially in traditional or religious settings, silence is often taught as wisdom, especially for women. Phrases like, a woman's silence is her power. Don't talk too much, men don't like it. Let peace reign. While there is value in restraint, chronic silence becomes suppression. And over time, that suppression turns into disconnection, resentment, or infidelity. Men are also not exempt. Many men have been taught that showing emotion or vulnerability is weakness, so they become emotionally unavailable, leading to distant, dry marriages where communication is reduced to logistics. Food is on the table. The generator needs fuel. The dangerous effects of prolonged silence. Here is what prolonged silence can cause in marriage: emotional disconnect, assumptions and misunderstandings, low intimacy, mental health issues, especially depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, increased temptation for external emotional connections, that is, emotional affairs, loss of trust and friendship. Many marriages don't break because of one big event. They slowly die in silence over months and years. When silence is healthy. Let's be clear, not all silence is bad. Cooling off after a heated argument is wise. Taking time to reflect before speaking is maturity. Choosing not to escalate a situation shows strength. The key difference is intent and duration. Healthy silence is temporary and purposeful. Toxic silence is long-term and punitive. How to break the silence and rebuild communication. If your marriage is suffering from too much silence, here are ways to start healing. 1. Acknowledge the silence. Call it what it is. Say, "We don't talk like we used to." Naming the issue is the first step. 2. Create safe emotional space. Don't accuse or attack. Ask gentle questions. "I noticed you have been quiet. Are you okay? Is there something on your mind that we need to talk about?" 3. Use I statement, not you attacks. Instead of saying, "You don't talk to me anymore," say, "I feel distant when we are not communicating. I miss our connection." 4. Seek understanding, not winning. The goal of communication is connection, not competition. Listen to understand, not to reply. 5. Consider counseling or mediation. In Nigeria, therapy is still stigmatized, but it can save relationships. Trusted spiritual leaders or trained counselors can guide couples through healing conversations. For husbands and wives, practical wisdom. To husbands, silence isn't strength if your wife is confused, hurting, or feeling unloved. Open your heart, not just your wallet. Learn emotional literacy. Your marriage needs more than provision. To wives, silence isn't peace if it's full of pain. Speak with grace, not just anger, but speak. Don't assume your husband should know. Communicate clearly. Don't let silence kill what you love. Every time you withhold communication, you are withdrawing intimacy. Silence can say, "You don't matter. I have stopped trying. I am protecting myself from you." But healthy marriages don't grow in that kind of soil. Let your silence be for prayer, reflection, or peace. Don't let it become a weapon, punishment, or retreat. Marriage is work, and communication is its oxygen. Don't starve your relationship in silence. If this resonated with you, share it with someone. You never know whose marriage you might save just by starting a conversation. Are you interested in joining our private marriage circle? You can indicate your interest by sending a private message.